And that's a quick foul for him there. Looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And the shot goes down.
Well, so often we see this transition buckets off turnovers.
And we know turnovers are painful and costly. You get loose with the ball on one end and get punished on the other end.
And that one's good. Wembanyama.
And standing easily over 7 feet. When Wemby gets that ball near the hoop, literally nothing a defender can do.
Vucevic with the bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Pass to Black. Inside. Wembanyama. Misses the baby hook.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Boy, that's a smart drive by Wiggins. That's reading the defense and making it happen.
Here's Black. Outside for Wembanyama. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game.
And it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Down low, and stolen by Miller.
He's turned it over twice pretty quickly. Time to refocus.
You can't forget about Holiday's ability to leap. I mean, proving he's more than capable of throwing it down.
Clark, we've all heard the comparisons. Brandon Miller plays a lot like a young Paul George.
And it makes a ton of sense when you consider that Paul George is Brandon Miller's favorite player. So he spent a bunch of time studying how PG gets it done and putting those moves into his own book bag.
Now, here's Vucevic. Back to Holiday. And it's off from three-point range. Los Angeles trails by 6. Collins looking around. Count that one.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
And the basket by Jackson.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, well, like a lockdown corner in football, teams just try to keep the ball away from Jrue Holiday. He says, I feel like they're not afraid of me, but like, okay, get him off the ball. To me, that's respect. I don't need other people telling me how good I am. You can see it by their actions. Kevin?
So true. He can't be intimidating, David, and we thank you for that report. Levine can't hit. Here's Holiday. High post, Jackson. Picked by Vucevic.
2 minutes remaining, first 2 minutes.
Inside. Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And the flush from Jackson Jr. Great wingspan, and at 6'11", he's got a little nasty in it.
And Levine with the slam.
And you see why Levine's been a hard, tough out in the slam dunk contest. Has a natural ability to entertain the audience, and that bounce and athleticism certainly doesn't hurt either.
Shots good by Miller.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want
And over the years, Levine has put on the muscle, which helps him on those challenging finishes at the rim.
And Miller throws it down hard.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Los Angeles foul. Anthony Brown. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Holiday. Pass to Jackson. Jackson with the screen. On the wing, Holiday. Clock at 4. Here's Jackson. Banked in off the glass. Jackson's got 8 points.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He's ready to talk things through with the team. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Up by 12.
The Los Angeles team. 12.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Here's Wembanyama. Rebounded by Jackson.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Miller outside. And it's John Collins with the rebound. And so Levine will bring it up now for Los Angeles. Down by 12. Now here is Holiday. Here's Miller. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Substitution on the court.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Home team on D. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. They double him with Wiggins. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Here's Washington. And then Carter with the dunk.
Boy, an excellent passer for a big man. P.J. Washington's floor awareness, impressive.
Like we were just talking, P.J. Washington has improved his defense, hasn't he?
He really has been intentional about getting better at that end of the floor. And, you know, he always had a good foundation for potentially being an outstanding defender, but then he put the work in. You know, he does a great job with his positioning. He's got excellent positional size, and because of all of that in his work, he's a versatile defender now that can make an impact at that end of the floor.
The lead now cut to single digits. Black's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Yep, that one goes.
a solid distributor. I think Jackson is gifted at reading defenses and then being able to spot the open teammate.
Pass to LeVert from the arc. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Sweet move. Jackson has the open look. A rebound by Washington.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Now Wembanyama. Vucevic defending. Here's Black. Out left to the wing. Back to Wembanyama. And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Shot clock at 6. From deep three-point territory. Vucevic with the rebound. And now running up the court, Miller pushing it up.
To the highlight reel for Miller. I'm sure it'll grow quickly.
And here's Vucevic. Up and in on the layup.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, improving dialogue between players and officials is a priority. Commissioner Silver says, now with high-fidelity audio, we're all able to hear a lot of what's being said. Now we have to take into account the high-stress environment. But there has to be a two-way sense of respect. I feel it's an area where we can make progress. Kevin?
You know, the commissioner's always looking ahead and looking at every area, which is great for the game. Back to Black. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. A shot by Washington, and he's wide open.
Los Angeles foul.
Clark, how much weight do players put on individual awards or something like an all-star nod?
You know, I think players always have a level of respect for each other, but awards help validate your level of respect. How you win, how you perform, consistency, and awards are typically well-earned and well-deserved. As a matter of fact, in most cases, they are well-earned and deserved, and players acknowledge that and respect that.
Levine with it. Now defended by Wiggins. They get it again. Wembanyama, right side. There's a screen by Collins. Another shot. Wembanyama, no good.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And his free throws are falling at a rate of only about 72% on the season. Not terrible, but listen, you obviously would expect him to do better.
Guys, I think free throw shooting is all about rhythm and confidence, and he hasn't been able to establish any rhythm there this season. And that's just another mistake. I mean, they've got it on autopilot, and they look totally dejected.
Holiday with the three. Bangs home the trifecta. Holiday's got 11 points.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Solid work at the line a season ago, 83% on his opportunities.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Miller bats for 2. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Levine's shot is off.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Wembanyama looking it over. Levine wide open. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist.
And, you know, they'll take the points, but I'm sure Coach would prefer a higher percentage look next time.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. We felt it. Even over here, we felt it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Leading by 17. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Picked by Vucevic. Left side, Jackson. Wembanyama with the block.
And the incredible reach of Wembanyama, helping him knock away that one.
Outside Jackson to the middle. Here's Vucevic. And Vucevic throws it down.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
You know, in the case of Drew Holiday, having two brothers in the league, I think probably is added motivation for him to excel.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. Both free throws good from Holiday. Stolen by Holiday. Pass to Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And anytime Jackson gets near the rim, it's pretty much a done deal.
Wembanyama outside. Back to Levine. Knocked away. Tries it from 19. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
You have to be aware of Wembanyama on the boards. Really keep a body on it.
Pass to Miller. Now here's Vucevic. Kicks it out to Wiggins. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Wiggins has got 10 points.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half. Solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
Outside Jackson. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Wembanyama, right side.
Just 1 for 4 from the field, not the way they wanted to start the second half. Only 20% from the field to start this half. To me, it looks like their opponent may have made some nice adjustments.
Out to Miller. And Miller throws it down hard.
And with his diverse game and 6'9" frame, Brandon Miller can score in bunches. And on nights like tonight, it's really hard to get someone to match up with him.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder climber.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
Levine with it. Now guarded by Vucevic.
Always putting on the show. Levine plays with flair and clearly one of the best dunkers in league history.
Outside Jackson. Latre. Who's back up? The kick out to Holiday. Traps in the tray. Holiday's got 5 points now this quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end. They've been going to him an awful lot this game, and you can see why. He's pouring it on.
And the basket is good. Wembanyama's got 10 points.
And boy, Wembanyama has every shot in the bag. How about the touch there?
And the dunk by Jackson.
And his eyes got wide once he got the ball inside. You just know what he's going to do with the basketball.
Miller with the double team. Here's Wembanyama. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Kicks it out to Collins. To the paint. He's looking for Wembanyama and finds him. Eason. Over Jackson. That doesn't go either for Wembanyama. And it's going to be out of bounds. No keep possession. Los Angeles making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter. Jackson with the screen. He takes it in. Pass to Vucevic. Outside for Jackson. Misses the wing chair.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Wembanyama. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
Here's Wiggins. Jackson in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Jackson's got 9 points here in the second half. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Here's Carter.
And, you know, getting up into the shooter is Wiggins. I mean, has all the natural tools and skills, I think, to be one of the best defenders in the league.
Goes 29 seconds left in the third quarter. Wembanyama with the bucket. Wembanyama's got 16 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Oh, get out of his way.
No way the D was going to slow him down.
Not that time. He was determined to get those points.
1 second left. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. Delivering the blowout. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for Los Angeles. Takes it inside. And then Carter with the dunk.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Here's Wembanyama for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Wembanyama's got 22.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop it.
Here's Holiday. Jackson in the corner. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. 19 points for Jaren Jackson.
Oh, quick thinking from Jackson. When he's rising and firing fast, you know he's in the zone.
And a wide open look for Wembanyama. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Wiggins outside. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Boy, the progression of Wiggins' game out beyond the arc. He now is not only shooting that shot, he's expecting to make it.
LaVine gets the bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
To the inside. Here's Wembanyama. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
And how about the show Wemby's putting on here? When he gets it going, Victor is pretty much unstoppable.
Miller with a wide open look. Offline with his 3. LaVine for 3. Made that one. It's his 7th of the contest. 7 for 15 from the floor.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Team foul.
To the middle. Vucevic with it. Miller outside. Well, for over a decade, Clark, we've been in the player empowerment era. And it's generally been, I think, a positive for the NBA.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more in that regard. The players are the drivers of the league. They're the personalities. They're the visibility. They're the doers, the talented performers of a league that entertains globally. So they deserve more money and influence, and I think they've gotten both. Now, there are a few players that have kind of exploited that in a way that I don't think is most healthy by forcing trades, but I think it's a good thing overall.
LaVine. Miller grabs the miss. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Eason grabs the board. Los Angeles trails by 21. Wembanyama outside. Misses the 3.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
I tell you what, he clearly is one of the best players in the league. He does not get the same kind of gas. Oh!
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
And a wide open look here for Wiggins. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long-distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
The shot by Holiday, no good. And then LaVine with the jam.
Showcasing his skills with that slam.
He knows how to put the exclamation point on those, doesn't he? My goodness.
Does he ever? Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Out to Miller. It's tipped. On the wing, Jackson. Eason with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Here's LaVine. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass. And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
1:12 left here in the fourth quarter. Out to the right wing. Here's Black. Pass to LaVine. Wembanyama with it. 6 to shoot. There's a screen by Collins. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Wembanyama gets the bucket.
Zach LaVine.
44 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Trains the three-pointer.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Now Levine. Just 5 to shoot. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Now here is Holiday. And so the home crowd treated to a win.